But I will say, as of her 18th birthday, her hymen is still in.
Deja, you're...
That's fuck.
Protect your energy.
What's up, J Squad? It's your girl, Jay. Of course. Today we're going to be talking about rapper T.I. and his latest dragging. If you've been living under a rock, he's currently being drugged through the mud, honey, for his latest comments on the podcast Girls Like Us. As he should be. What the fuck? He made comments about his daughter, Deja, who is currently 18 years old. He openly admitted to taking his daughter, Deja, to OBGYN visits yearly to check the integrity of her hymen. Ultimately, what he's trying to have done is checking to see if she is indeed a virgin or not. Can we have a girl talk? That's not okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip and let's just see what he had to say.
Deja, right? She's 18,
Yes,
right?
Deja's 18, just graduated high school now. She's attending her first year of college, figuring it out for herself. And yes, not only have we had the conversation, we have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her height.
Oh, you... Hey!
What the fuck? No, this can't be real. What the fuck? That's not normal. So let's get into what a hymen is. What is a hymen? What is a hymen? We're all having sex. What is a hymen? We're all adults. What's a hymen? So a hymen is basically a very thin piece of membrane that partially closes your vagina to protect from bacteria. This is also considered when you're popping your cherry. That's what that is. Now, if we're having girl talk and we're being real in our girl talk, we do know that no one can tell if you're a virgin, right? You can't really tell if someone's a virgin or not from their hymen. So let's get into it. Doctors are not able to tell you or if your child has been sexually active just based off of their hymen being broken. There are several things that could break a hymen super easily. Stupid stuff like riding a horse. So if we're being real, there's no actual functionality for the hymen apart from just partially closing it and protecting from bacteria as you're developing.
So then, right? Then they come and say, okay, well, I just want you to know that there are other ways besides sex that the hymen can be broken.
Obviously.
I say, look, doc,
She's not.
she don't ride no horses, she don't ride no bike, she don't play no sports, man. Just check the hymen, please, and give me back my results.
Oh, dude.
Expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
But I will say, as of her 18th birthday, her hymen is still in.
Deja, you're...
That's fucking weird. That's weird. That's weird. That is fucking weird. So you're born with a hymen, yes. But this does not equate to being a virgin. This does not equate to being sexually active or not sexually active. There is no veil that protects you from losing your virginity, such as a hymen. Like it just doesn't exist, okay? So let's be very clear about that. What I do want to touch bases on is parenting such as T.I. He is exhibiting very much so controlling traits that I don't like that. What he's doing is controlling, and it's just counterproductive. It's not doing anything for anyone. No one is going to benefit from checking the integrity of her hymen. There are real things that you could be concerned about, real things that she should be checking for, yes. Pap smears are something that young adults will have to deal with for a majority of their life, for sure. However, this is not the time nor the place to be checking for virginities. There's no doctor that could ever tell you if your hymen has been broken due to sexual activity. They can only see if you were sexually active recently and if there was some type of forceful penetrations. There's no piece of paper, there's no form, there's no test that could be done to check your virginity. So for all the parents who have so many opinions agreeing with him and saying, oh, he's just being her father, he has the right to do that. No, you don't. No, you don't. So I have a lot of issues with this. Let's start with how controlling and abusive this concept is, right? Let's talk about how mentally and physically abusive this is. Deja Harris is 18 years old. She is of consenting age. She is of adult age, according to law. That being said, for you to send your daughter into an invasive procedure as is, and it not be in regards to her reproductive health, it not be in regards to anything health-wise, you're having them look and check the integrity of her hymen to see if she's still a virgin. That's a problem. That's super controlling. That's not okay. As a parent, you have to understand that you are the person in charge of raising your children. How you see your child and the things that you feel like they are capable of doing, such as having sex premarital or underage, such as drinking, smoking, doing drugs. Your picture of what you feel like your child is capable of is a direct indication of how you feel you have raised your children. Now, there has been a lot of fathers who are agreeing with T.I. There's a lot of mothers who are agreeing with T.I., which I completely understand your point of view. If you're a single father, or if you just have a relationship with your child, of course, there's nothing wrong with taking your child to the OBGYN. There's nothing wrong with taking your child to the doctor for legitimate reasons. If it's her yearly pap smear, cool. That's something you as a woman, you as a father, you want to instill into your daughters, because that is something that she will have to get used to as she grows older, of course. However, when you're deliberately taking your child to this OBGYN to check the integrity of her hymen, so with this thought, with what he does, turning into a controlling, possessive person, it's considered a form of abuse. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, I don't know them from a can of paint. I'm looking outside in. So this is just speculation. However, imagine being an 18-year-old girl, your freshman year of college, and having your father tell you that you have to go to the OBGYN to check to see if your hymen is torn. You don't want to police your child's sexuality. Kids are going to be kids. And when I say kids, I'm not talking about 14 and down. I'm talking about freshman year high school, even some middle school that I've seen, and up. That is the critical time where you are supposed to be instilling to your child expectations for sex. You should let them know, your first time might not be that good, use protection. This is where you're wanting to let them know, yes, sex is a thing. Yes, you're going to be exposed to this. However, I want to have an open door policy. I want you to be able to come to me. And that's the end goal for any parent. Any parent, of course, is going to be upset. Any parent is going to be uncomfortable with their child, knowing that their child is now indulging in adult things, or what we consider to be adult things. We all know strict parents create sneakier kids. And that's just that on that. At that age, they're going to be exposed to certain things. So you want to make sure that you have prepared them for that exposure. You want to make sure that you have given them every tool in the book to understand exactly what is about to take place, exactly what the risks are. And if they feel like they're ready to take that risk, they're going to take that risk. So you want to make sure you're at least making your children prepared for that. And since everyone thinks it's so productive, and since everyone thinks, oh, Deja does not have a say because that is ultimately her father. No, it's her vagina, it's her life, it's her virginity. If she chooses to break her hymen, or if she chooses to have intercourse, that is completely up to her. That is not a decision of her father's to make. Another thing that I do have a problem with in regards to this topic directly is because recently there's also been footage of him finding out that his son King has also been sexually active, and his response was totally different.
King, you having sex? That's what he said.
Oh, King, that told on himself. You just broke your mama heart. You done went and gave them husbands your innocence. Yeah, you see what he done did?
You would think this man was completely against all of his kids having sex, but he has also openly admitted to having different feelings as opposed from a male to female. And he thinks it's funny when his sons are losing their virginities at 14. This son is only 14 years old. T.I. did not have that same energy, and that's the one thing I do want to point out. A 14-year-old son going off and going on tour and messing on groupies that could have anything. And yet you still have your 18-year-old daughter who is a consenting adult. You want her to continue to be checked for her virginity as if she is not a grown-ass woman. Overall, I just feel like as a parent, we need to be doing a lot more for our kids to educate them on sexual health and how to be safe in their sexual health. I don't believe in policing the child's sexuality. That's nothing productive for the child. So that's pretty much my reaction to everything. Don't do this. It's terrible. It's sickening. It's gross. It is humiliating. And to do it on a public platform had to have been embarrassing for Deja, I'm sure. So just keep in mind, the same mindset you had as a teen, as a young adult, is also the same mindset that your kids are gonna have as well. Times where you felt like you were so ready at the age of 15, your child may also feel like they're ready at 15. You cannot stop them and the things that they choose to do, as that goes against free will. You can only direct them and guide them and mold them into the type of clay, into the type of figurine and mold that you're wanting them to be in. You can only provide them the tools. It is up to your child to use them. But that's that on that, and it's your girl Jay.